everyone, it's Rachel here. Welcome to our Loft on Demand classes. Today we've got 20 minutes to slow it down a little bit in our stretch and release class. Sometimes we think we need to set aside an hour yoga class or a full body workout, but sometimes all we need is 20 minutes, and sometimes it just needs to be a little bit slower. So today, 20 minutes on the mat, maybe take a break from your desk, maybe take a break from whoever you are with right now. This is 20 minutes for you. Let's come to a seated position on our mats. Sitting up nice and tall, just make some big circles with the body here. Oftentimes we carry lots of tension through our neck and shoulders, through our hips, so hopefully we'll find some release for some of those body parts today. Good, let's reverse other direction. It's also a good time to focus inward, check in on your breath. When we move slower, we can become so much more body aware because we actually have the time to notice how our body feels. Good, let's sit up, planting one hand down, keep the hips heavy, take a big inhale, reach over, exhale, back up, switch, big reach up and over, back to center, switch, good. Big side body stretch, awesome. Let's do one more each way. Good. We're gonna add on from here. So we're gonna reach to the side and then add a nice full body circle and release, reverse that direction. Other side. Good. Let's go one more each way. Big reach. Last one. And come back to center. Good. I want you to plant the bottoms of your feet together, sit up nice and tall. So opening up through the hips and inner thighs. And then we're gonna reach forward with the chest, keep the spine long. And then when you can't go any further with a straight back, just let the body round, fold forward. Taking a few breaths here. If you're sitting a lot, you may notice tight through the hips, so we want to release that tightness out. Good, and then slowly come up, bring the feet up, step them wide, just little windshield wipers side to side, opening up through those hips. Good. Big stretch side to side here. Awesome. Let's do one more each way. And then release. I want you to slide your feet behind you, come up to a tabletop position. And wherever you feel comfortable, just start to move through a cat-cow on your own time. Tilting the pelvis, tilting the head and the neck. Just taking a moment here, checking in how every body part feels, every inch feels as you move. And if it feels right and it's comfortable, maybe start to shift side to side a little bit. Good. Maybe start to make a circle with the body. And only if it feels right for you, make sure you reverse directions. Good. And let's come back into the center. I want you to turn so the palms are up, but you're turning the wrist the other way. And just a gentle stretch for the wrists up and back. Nothing too crazy, nothing too intense. But if you spend a lot of time on your devices, we want to be aware of how our wrist position is, because a lot of us can get some irritation after. Let's turn the other direction. Big release through the forearms. If you've been lifting heavy weights at home, you might also notice your forearms are getting a little bit of action there too. Good, and then let's just sit back, roll those wrists out a little bit. Awesome. From here, I'm going to come back to tabletop. Take your right arm, brush it up and back. Feel free to let those hips go with you. Big reach, trying to get that full range of motion. Good. One more on this arm, and then we'll switch other way. Big inhale and exhale. Awesome. Good, two more like this. Last one. And then we'll come back to the first side. Big reach up, little thoracic rotation through the midsection, and then loop through. We call this threading the needle. So reaching up, opening up through the spine, and twist. Let's go two more. And reach. last one. Hold the bottom. Nice stretch for the upper back. If you would like, you can extend the arm out, lift it up, or place it on the back, wherever it feels comfortable for you. Good. Keep holding here. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly come back up. We'll switch. So reach it up, loop it through. Good. Reach it up, loop it through. Notice if one side feels different when you're twisting as well and rotating. Good. Last one. Holding at the bottom again. And finding that position that's comfortable for your arm as well. Nice stretch through that upper back. Keep breathing. Good. Take one last inhale. Exhale. Slowly come back up. Awesome. Let's step our right leg forward. We're going to alternate between a hip flexor stretch for the left leg and a hamstring stretch for the right leg. Now I want you to take a big inhale, brush the arms up, slight shift forward, but watching the spine. And then exhale, shift back. Little hamstring release. Inhale, brush forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, reach. I am also not the most flexible person either, so I do find this hamstring stretch to be quite intense sometimes. Good, let's do one more full round. Reach. Good, last one, hold forward, reach up. Good, then plant the hands down. Option here to rotate up. Option here to hover the back knee. Maybe the option is to combine those two. Good, and just hold here. Opening up through the chest and back, giving that hip a stretch. Good, take an inhale. Exhale, release, come back down. Shift back. Hold a breath or two, maybe melt a little deeper. Think about shifting your hips, so we're not shifting sideways, but we're pulling back. We're trying to level out those hips. And then hands come on the inside and release. We'll switch. So, alternating through right hip flexor, left hamstring. Inhale, brush. Exhale, shift back. Good. Noticing as you're going to what side feels different. We do not always feel symmetrical side to side. So important to check in on that. Good, two more. Big inhale and exhale. Last full round. Good, and then hold. Plant the hands down. Option to rotate, to hover, or to rotate and hover together. Good, hold a few breaths here. Again, opening up the chest. Nice stretch through the back and a little bit of that hip flexor. Good. Take one last big breath in. Exhale, release, shift the hips back. And again, notice if you're sideways, pulling the hip back so it's straight. Getting that release through the hamstring. I definitely need it too. Good, and then hands come on the inside and release. Let's turn sideways now. High kneeling position. You're gonna clasp the hands together, nod the chin. Take a few breaths here. We should feel a nice release for the upper back. Then we're going to do the reverse. Open up the chest, so clasp the hands. Open up the chest. Good. Lift the gaze. Maybe close the eyes. And release. From here, hands come out. Slide your right leg out to the side. We're going to gently shift forward and back. Getting nice stretching through that hip and inner thigh. Good. Again, a lot of us sit, or currently sit, maybe for far too long in the day, which can cause our hips to get tight because we're sitting in that flexed hip position at all times. Nice to release it out. Let's hold here. Let the arms come down. Take a few breaths. Good. Just melt into this stretch. See if you can let your core muscles relax as well. The core is right on the pelvis or the inner thighs. Everything works very closely together. Good, keep this going. And then gently come back up and we'll switch. So slide the leg out, shifting forward and back a few times here. And like I said before, when we go from one side to the other, notice the difference side to side. Maybe now that we have a moment to check in on how things feel, we're like, oh, well, no wonder when I do this exercise on my right side, it's so much harder. It's maybe because we don't have the flexibility or the range of motion to get there. Good, let's hold. And something as simple as incorporating even a few of these movements into your day could go a really long way into helping you improve your ability to move well in your other workouts too. Good, take an inhale as you exhale, slowly come up, come back to center. You can come to a high or low kneeling position. I want you to extend one arm out, loop the other arm under, then bend the elbow, bring the palms together, press, lift up, and then pull forward. So in yoga, they may call this an eagle position if that's familiar to do. Good. And then release, we'll switch other side. So palms lift and pull forward. Good, a nice way to stretch through the upper back. Again, if you're sitting, maybe not the most ideal positions or postures, you're gonna be taking a lot of tension through the neck. And then release. We're gonna do a neck stretch from here. If it's comfortable, I want you to grab the arm and then just anchor down so the shoulder stays relaxed. And then you're going to let this shoulder and ear meet. So the ear comes down to the shoulder. You're just gonna gently turn down, change the angle, come back up. Good. Turn down, change the angle, come back up. Awesome. 2 more on this side. Good, last one. And then release the arms, just let the head go side to side a few times. And then we will meet on the other side. If it helped you to anchor that arm, feel free to do that again. I know it helps me. Bring that ear down. And then when you're ready, we turn down. I feel way more tightness on this side. Back up. Good, turn down. Notice how when we change where our gaze is in the neck, the angle changes. We feel the tension differently. Let's do 2 more. Good, a last one. And then release. Just let the head go side to side a few times. Awesome. And then when you're ready, sitting up nice and tall. We're just going to move our neck in a few different positions. So turn to your left, back to center, turn to your right. Do 1 more each way. Good. And then without the support of those hands that we did before, bring the ear down. Good. 1 more each way. Keep it slow. And then from here, we're going to nod the chin down. Center, gently look up. 1 more each way. Nod. And look up. Awesome. Let's slide onto our backs from here. And just stretch your legs long. Take a moment here to just check in how you are feeling. So after some stretching, it's just nice to kind of lay and take in how we're feeling. Where is there still tension in our bodies? Let's hug our right knee in the chest. Start to make a few circles with that hip in one direction. And then when you're ready, let's change directions other way. And then hold the center, make some circles or flex and point the foot with that ankle. I think we forget how much work our feet do for us just to keep us on our toes all day long. Especially at a time where the seasons are changing, we're changing our footwear, we may also feel a little bit of extra work. Good, let's open up to the same side, take a few breaths. Try to keep the hips level, but again, taking a few breaths, releasing any tension through that hip. Good, and then come back in, grabbing the back side of the leg. This is one that's challenging for me. We've already done our hamstrings once. We're gonna release through the hamstring. If you flex and point the foot, it'll give you a little bit of calf as well. I personally like to just let it relax so I can truly get that hamstring. Take a few breaths here. Again, lengthening through the back side. Good, take one last inhale. Exhale, draw the knee back in and down. And again, just notice a difference. I can feel a huge difference from right to left. This side just feels like it's nice and heavy into the mat. Let's hug that left knee in again. Make a few circles with the hip in one direction to start. Check in how that feels. And then reverse direction. And then holding in the center, maybe making those circles or flexing and pointing through the foot. Awesome. And then when you're ready, open up that hip to the same side. Try to keep them leveled. Good. We've done a few hip openers now, so this one may feel enjoyable and not as straining or strenuous as sometimes the stretching can feel. Good, let's come back in, grab the back side. Again, hamstring stretch. I don't know if you can tell, but this side is way tighter for me. Good. Again, lengthening through the back side. Option to always flex and point the foot if it works for you. And then one last inhale. Exhale, release, slide the leg down. Again, checking how it feels. We're going to bend the knees, flex the right foot, cross it over, and we're going to pull through for a figure 4 stretch here. So glute needs the stretch. Sometimes it's like we've moved too much, our glutes are tight, or we've moved too little, our glutes are tight. From sitting, we need that extra release. Feel free to stay here or to change it up. You can cross your knees and then grab at your ankles. It just kind of changes the sensation. Typically, even for myself, I find it a little bit challenging to sometimes get into. So if that's not accessible today, don't feel like you have to take it. Remember that if we're like straining our bodies and adding tension elsewhere to get the release, we're kind of missing the point because we don't want to send that tension and stress in the body elsewhere. Good. And then keep the legs where they are, extend the arms out, let the legs drop to the opposite side, turn the gaze. Take a few breaths here. Good, try to keep that shoulder down and heavy. Awesome, then straighten the bottom leg. I want you to bring the hands so you give yourself a high five. And then we're going to follow with the eyes open through the chest and back down. Good. 2 more. 2. Last one, you stay open. It's actually a nice way to open up through the front of the chest and the shoulder. Take a few breaths here. Good. One last inhale. Exhale, give yourself one more high five. And then come back onto the back, bending the knees. Everything repeats on the other side. So flex the left foot, cross it over, pull through for that figure 4 stretch. Again, noticing where the tension is. Is it in certain body parts for you, or is it on one side of the body, or maybe a little bit of both? Really good things to be mindful of. Good, and if you want to stay here, you can. If you want to try that cross and grab the ankles, that's fine too. Some days I actually have to really work hard to reach my ankles. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Good, and then extend those arms out. Let the legs go the other way. Turn the gaze. Try to keep the shoulders down. Nice little back twist. And then straighten the bottom leg. Turn over, give yourself that high five. And we're going to do this one 3 times. Open up through the chest. It gets that spinal rotation just in a little bit of a different position. Good. Last one. Hold it open. Open up through the shoulder and the chest. Let that shoulder stay heavy. Good. One last inhale. Exhale. Last high five. And then lay back on the back. Let's just hug the knees and the chest, make some circles with the body here. Good, that low back on the mat. And then reverse, other direction. Good, we're just gonna end with bringing the bottoms of the feet together, opening up those knees, holding here or letting your gaze go side to side, maybe closing your eyes. Take a few breaths. And then when you're ready, draw the knees in, extend your right arm up, and then turn over to that side and gently press yourself up to a seated position. Just let's come back to where we started. Make a few circles with the body. Notice how this feels different now. And let's go the other direction. Good. and then release. Take one last big breath in, and exhale, release. Check in how you are feeling now. Normally after even just 20 minutes of gentle movement in the body, we can feel a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit less stressed. Whatever it is, I hope you found it on the mat today. Remember that sometimes our workouts don't have to be high intensity. We can still get some appreciation for our bodies in a slower paced class. Awesome work, everybody. I will catch you next time.